I am your host, Katrina Harvin, and I'm truly honored and excited for tonight's opportunity. All right, good evening and welcome to Her Story Podcast, where faith, purpose, and lived experiences come together to inspire meaningful conversations. This evening, we are joined with Dr. Angie McMichael, a phenomenal leader and community advocate who is currently running for North Carolina House District 60. Dr. McMichael brings a strong voice, a servant's heart, and a deep commitment to uplifting individuals and families across our communities. Tonight's conversation will not be just about politics. It's about purpose, leadership, and lived experiences that shape the work we are called to do. Now, we look forward to learning more about Dr. McMichael tonight and her journey and her passion for service and the vision that she carries for the people in District 60. Dr. McMichael, thank you for being here tonight. Welcome to Her Story.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited for us to dialogue this evening. And thank you for thinking enough of me to even invite me on the podcast.
Absolutely, absolutely. As I was saying to you before we even started the show, I'm very excited, very privileged for the opportunity to sit with you. I have followed you for a while, and I see already that you are a phenomenal leader. So I know already that you will be a awesome candidate for District 60.
Thank you so
Absolutely,
much.
absolutely. So we'll dig right in so that the people who are viewing can know a little bit about you, who you are, and what you are preparing to bring for us here. So first, can you share a little bit about yourself and how your personal journey led you to feel the opportunity to run for North Carolina District 60?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. My name is Angie, of course, Dr. Angie Williams Michael. Most people know me as Dr. A, depending on where you know me from, but most people know me as Dr. A. It'll be Angie McMichael on the ballot, though. So if you're looking for my name, just look for Angie McMichael. I want to make sure that's very clear from the onset. But I have been an educator or in education for more than 20 years. I've always been an advocate for the people, for the community. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a first lady. I'm the daughter of a Vietnam veteran, the daughter of a healthcare worker that served more than 30 years helping and caring for others. And so service is really at the heart of who I am and what I've done. I've never needed a title to serve. And so I serve students and families every day in the capacity that I serve in as a chief of staff in a K-12 public school, public charter school. And so that has really obviously allowed me to really touch lots of people for many different reasons. And so I'm grateful for those opportunities. My journey to the race, I will say, has been shaped by service. When I landed here in North Carolina, as I have in every other city and state that I've ever lived in, have always looked for an opportunity to serve the community, be deeply rooted in community because that's what I know to do. And so I would say that my ability and just my willingness to run has been rooted in the idea of listening at a heightened level, being the voice of the people at a deeper level, and being able to really stand up and represent our community in a greater way. So I really feel like that has really prepared me to really take on leadership. I don't have a background in politics, and I don't think anyone has a background in politics until they pursue politics, right? But I do believe that I have been called specifically for this time and for this season and for District 60. I've seen firsthand the hardships of the community, but I also feel the hope. And I see the hope every day of the people who live in District 60, the businesses who thrive in District 60, the aging population who needs support in District 60. And so any opportunity to advocate for others, to be a voice for the voiceless, to extend really what I know as ministry, probably you and I know as ministry, to
Yes.
extend that to another level in whatever capacity and whatever arena, to me is an opportunity and is what motivates me. I was sharing today, ironically, that I'm so thankful at this point for the resilience and the kindness of the people. When we
Yes.
really think about community and what shapes us, right? It
Hmm.
is really the people around us, the people who speak life into us, sometimes maybe even the challenges that we face. And more than that, it's our faith that really equips us for the journey, because oftentimes the areas and the territory that we step in, be it secular or faith based, are really rooted in the unknown, right? It's a faith walk,
Absolutely.
it's a trust walk. And so
Yes.
those things really, my faith has grounded me in my willingness to run, to stand up, right? When maybe no one has called my name to lead, but I'm ready to answer the call to lead. That has really grounded me. Of course, my family has grounded me in the opportunity to be able to stand up for a group of people bigger than those that I'm just connected with on a daily basis.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Even in my childhood, I was taught that if you decide that you want to lead people, you first have to serve. If you can understand and know how to serve, then you will know how to lead. And what I love about you, one of the main things that really stuck out is that the fact that you get to know the hearts of people. When you can get to know the hearts or get connected to the hearts of people, then you can understand what they're going through. You can understand
Absolutely.
what they're feeling, what position they're in, their needs. You can understand their needs without them saying a word. So that is awesome that you were able to serve in so many capacities because you already get it. You already know what the people need in this community and in this district. So that's awesome. Um, so when it comes to leadership, it does require courage. How do you draw strength when facing decisions, or opposition?
Absolutely. I certainly believe in the power of prayer, right?
Absolutely.
Meditation. It
Yes.
may look very different for every, individual. We may not all worship or meditate in the same manner, and I honor and respect that and hold space for that. For me, it is being in a space of meditation,
Mm,
of prayer, of thankfulness and thanksgiving, to understand that oftentimes, probably 99.9% of the time, what we're called to is bigger than our capacity to do it, right?
yes.
So for me, when I show up to work every day or when I show up in the community every day, I understand that I am serving something bigger than myself,
Hmm.
right? And so that often equips us for the work that is ahead. And so whether it's a need in the community or an opportunity to lead others, being grounded in, for me, faith and family,
Hmm.
meditation, prayer. I believe in starting my day, with prayer. And so that is what grounds me for the day because I don't know what I'm going to encounter. I
Absolutely.
remember praying as a child, saying, Lord, and hearing my mother in law even saying, God, equip me for service, anoint me for the task, right? Those are the things that we have to really get centered on every day because, honestly, you can look on the news and not know what to expect. You
Hmm.
can read the
Absolutely.
paper and not know what you're going to encounter. So having for me a strong base in my faith, which has been the case since I was a little girl. I was blessed to be reared in a home that was strong in faith, strong in beliefs, strong in putting God first. And you could do anything else, and everything else would line up. And so that is what really helps to equip me for facing community needs, for stepping up to lead.
Hmm.
That to me is what really grounds me. And courage, I believe, is something that you have to grasp hold to. It's not even like something that's tangible, like a phone, right? Whenever you have a taste of courage, like you do something that maybe even scares you,
Yes.
right? You grasp a hold onto it and you move forward with that inkling of that, knowing that, oh, I can do hard things. Right,
Yes.
I can do
I
things
love
that
it.
I've
Yes.
never done before, and so that is what really gets me grounded. It doesn't mean, the Bible says that we don't have the spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. So
Yes.
I can't, I'm not going to be ashamed of being someone who is led by faith and
Yes.
still believing that we have a role in civic engagement, a role in government, a place where we need a voice. But I'm grounded in my faith enough to know that without him, I can do nothing, right?
Absolutely.
I can't even
Absolutely.
attempt the hard things or the things that are bigger than me.
I had a friend of mine who had a baby, a new baby, and also had a younger child. And she said, I struggled one week with the question of, with the last that I have in my purse, do I buy formula or do I buy food? Which of my babies will I feed?
Mm,
And that was so, it was heartbreaking to hear at that time. I'm thankful and blessed that I was able to support. God put me in the right place at the right time. But it was so heartbreaking to hear that we've come to a point where we've got to decide which child would eat,
mm,
or decide which necessity will I have to go without because I have to choose between the two. So it's great that someone is running for office that will be able to see those things and understand those things and help find solutions to support us from even to having to choose which child will eat tonight, or
yeah.
which necessity will we save, will we have running water, or will we have lights. So I think that's very powerful. I think that your journey in deciding to step up for the people in District 60, because I am District 60, and
Woohoo!
so
I'm
your
asking for
decision,
your vote, Katrina.
absolutely, absolutely. And it's exciting because I understand and know that this will be a great opportunity for you. And also I know that it will be so many open doors and changes for us, the people in this district. So it's a good thing. It's a great thing. And
Yes.
I'm
It's a
very
good day.
excited.
It's a great day.
It
Vote
is a
Dr.
great
A.
thing. It is a great thing. I love it. Um, so I'm speaking to that. When it comes to public safety and community well-being, that kind of remains a top concern. What principles shape your vision for creating a safer and healthier neighborhood?
Yeah, we all want to live in a community that's safe, right? I don't think, I
Right.
think if you polled 1,000 people, who wants to live in a community that's safe? Everybody would raise their
Absolutely.
hand, right? No one
Yeah.
ever wants to feel unsafe in a place where they live. And I believe it's important to build relationships with public safety,
Hmm.
right? To have, we used to talk about community policing and talk about proactive programs where we built community and had neighborhood watch and all the things, right? And then we've kind of gotten away from those things and we live in our and operate in our own silos. And I think it's important that we do proactive work instead of reactive work. Oftentimes, and it's not just in communities in District 60, it's communities everywhere. We are often building solutions to respond to something that has happened,
Hmm.
to
Yeah.
respond to a crisis. But what if we all sat at tables and built solutions with the social worker and the police officer? I was so blessed today just being in the atmosphere of first responders today,
Hmm.
and they were just eating a meal and sharing a meal because there were some community partners that annually feed this group of individuals that probably half the time we never even say thank you for.
Right.
Oftentimes they're missing time with their families. We're enjoying Christmas or enjoying whatever holidays we celebrate, and they're answering the phones or they're responding to the 911 call, right? And to
Hmm.
be able to be in their presence today, and I thought, gosh, imagine if it wasn't just food, but it was an opportunity to build solutions, an
Yeah.
opportunity to look at crime rates collectively and
Hmm.
look at dropout rates, right? Or look at homelessness, all these things that I care about. What if there was an opportunity for us to all sit together and build solutions? Right? Because none of us can do it on our own, right? We need the counselor who's going to
Right.
help us to respond to the mental health crisis. We
Yes.
need the first responder that's going to help us to respond to the acts of violence, right? But if
Yeah.
we proactively talked about it together before the issues happen, before the situations happen, when I talk about education, I'm like, we talk about crime and education, they're related. When you don't have students in schools that have what they need when they need it, then they somehow find themselves to our streets
Uh-huh.
and they find themselves in activities that may not be lawful. And then
Hmm.
they find themselves in a prison system, right? And then they find them like it's very it becomes cyclical. It becomes a pattern of behavior. But what if we were all at the table building solutions that for every child or every adult or every family, when you share about a mom having to choose between formula and food for the other child, if that doesn't hit you,
Yeah,
I don't know what else will. And those are not made up scenarios. Think
absolutely.
about the aging senior who is trying now to decide on medicine or food, or the working parent that is trying to decide on gas or roof over their head.
Hmm. Hmm.
Those should never be scenarios that we're really trying to resolve. But here we are, right? And so how do we collectively work together to ensure our communities are safe, that our ensure that our communities just don't survive, but they really thrive, to ensure that we talk about, a zip code not determining a child's success, but that we really mean that. And we really create solutions and we build budgets that respond to the needs of those that are disenfranchised, those that are marginalized, right? What if we really sat at the table and built some solutions?
That's
And we
awesome.
can simply take the day to day, right? The data that we already have, the things that we already see in our community. I often go back to in 2018, our school or our church saw that students in our own community were in our own church community were struggling with homework, struggling to make good grades, right? All that
Uh-huh.
stuff, which again becomes this pattern, right? I don't
Yes.
I don't make good grades. I start acting up in class. I then act up in the street. My mama
Yeah.
can't call me. It's you know. And so we thought about, well, what if we offered homework help and support an hour and a half while Bible study was going on, and then people could go to Bible study, but we would work with the kids, right?
Awesome.
That's how
Yeah.
Success Hope Center started, because we saw a need and we didn't wait for somebody to build a solution for us. We we all have degrees. We all have experience of working with children and young adults and teens. Why not do it here? And then when we can input. Now, if your mom said do X, Y, and Z, you should do it, right? That we listen to those that are in authority over us. Now we
Mhm.
can give parental connection, we can give parental support and advice, we can have the teacher in the classroom, the military person, we can all have them in the same room, right? And really help our children be better. And so I think it's important that if we're going to build a safe community, if we're going to build a responsive community, that we all have to get at the table and build solutions together. Can't build them in
Absolutely.
silos, because if I build them in a silo, I don't know how it impacts you, right? But if
Absolutely.
but if I
Yes.
but if I build you with you at the table, I provide you a seat, right? We create the solutions together. Then you have a say and you have a buy-in on how responsive or non-responsive our communities can be. And so I think in a time where we have high we see we're living in inflation, right? People don't have what they need, they're not making livable wages. These are things that will cause crimes to happen, because if I
Hmm.
don't have what I need, then I'll steal what I need.
Absolutely.
If I
Yes.
can't make ends meet, then I'll take somebody else's stuff, right? And so it's important that we really think about that, because we all want to live in a safe space. We don't want to have these over policies, and all that stuff are important, but also practice. What happens in the day-to-day practice and how that plays out is important too. And so, when they say it takes a village to raise a child, or a community to build a stronger community, that's
Hmm.
true. It's going to
It
take all of
is.
us. It's going to take all of us caring about the things that we care about and are passionate about, and getting at the table and building solutions together. And if we don't know, we learn, right? If I don't
Absolutely.
know how to
Yes.
respond to the mother who is trying to make a decision about who to feed, then I get the people who are responding to food insecurities to
Hmm.
help me understand that, because maybe that's not my lived experience,
Hmm.
right? But because someone else has that lived experience, they have that practice, then we get together and we build solutions together. So my hope, even in leading a district like District 60, is that I can help people bridge the gap and understand there's power in collaboration. That there
Absolutely.
are things that we all care about. We care about safety. You bring out about safety. We all care about safety. We all
Yes.
care about everybody having what they need. We maybe care in a very different way based on where we work or live or worship or whatever the case may be, but we care about some of those same things. I don't know that mama, but I feel for that mama because I am a mama,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
right?
Yes. Hmm.
And while it may have never been my struggle, right, I still don't want that to ever have to be someone's narrative that they have to choose between formula and food on their table to feed both of their kids.
Yes, absolutely.